Frankie, it's gonna be a bad day today on BoxMac. You ever have to do something and you know it's just gonna be crap, but you gotta do it anyway?
In the last episode, we said, okay, let's split it in half because there's 6. Cotton candy, ghost pepper, and poutine. Next episode will be buffalo wings, butter chicken, and jalapeno.
Yeah.
But I feel like after the last one, I don't need to go any further.
No, I know how these are all gonna be. The base mac's gonna be lousy. How is the KD? Ew, chemically, not buttery
cheesy.
at all.
Yeah.
Bad macaroni and cheese.
Oh, we're gonna need to put some crazy flavors in it.
Wow, it's actually not good. This is gonna be too spicy, and these are gonna have sugar in them.
Years ago, Michael Bay had to come out and do a presentation on like the Curve TV.
Yeah.
And he flubbed his lines too many times, and then he just like said, I'm sorry, and he just left.
And what I try to do is as a director, I try to... the type is all off, sorry, but I'll just wing this.
Tell us what you think.
Yeah, we'll wing it right now. I try to take people on an emotional ride, and
The Curve? How do you think it's going to impact how viewers experience your movies?
excuse me, I'm sorry.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let's thank Michael Bay for joining us.
That's basically where I'm at with this.
Yeah.
Where I'm like,
Yeah. Frankie's just...
Ladies and gentlemen, let's thank Michael Bay for joining us.
It's probably good for dietary reasons.
Oh yeah, I mean, we threw out so much last episode that you wouldn't even believe.
And we haven't fully recovered because your spoons got stained.
Yes, this was the spoon we used for the poblano, which was not the strongest color. The yellow has now permeated it and I cannot scrub it out. It doesn't smell like it. I think it's just the coloring.
I definitely understand people sending in stuff like this to be like, ew, cotton candy, want to try it and laugh?
Yeah.
What I don't understand is like, maybe the buffalo wing will be good. Well, as it turned out, it didn't matter that the base macs were bad.
Yeah.
Because all the flavorings coming from
Yes.
up north.
Up north. We do have some good flavors in theory, right? I love a good buffalo mac.
And then there's butter chicken, which you said it's kind of has a tikka masala kind of feel to it.
It's an Indian dish.
The Indian place up the street from my house, where you and I have gone, where I told you I was having a baby.
Yes, I remember it very clearly.
When their garlic naan is fresh.
Yep.
There ain't nothing better.
There's nothing like it, is there?
But the last time we went, my God, there were like 4 tables, and it was too many for the one guy who was... I don't know if you can think of other restaurants like this, but where the wait is unacceptable, basically. But it never turns into a catastrophe beyond the long wait. It's not very like, oh, and then they messed up the food, and then they messed up the bill, and then the guy was a jerk, and then like... and
It's only the delay.
It's just the delay. And so the food is awesome, and so you can kind of forgive it.
You absolutely can.
If you go in knowing, like, we shouldn't show up starved.
Yes. I don't mind a leisurely restaurant, especially if I'm going out with friends, where I can sit and talk. But the worst combination is slow and wrong.
Slow and wrong, because you have no hope of getting it resolved.
Yes.
Because every attempt at a resolution is going to take just as long as the initial wait.
Yes. So here's an example. I went to a Texas Roadhouse once with Matt. We ordered our food, and it comes with like a soup and a salad. We're waiting and nothing's coming out. Salads are they're just sitting in the back. They're ready to go.
Yeah.
Soup's the same thing. And then eventually it comes out, and then 30 seconds later the dinner's come out. This is a huge pet peeve of mine. I just got a nice cold salad, and now you're serving me my hot dinner. And so that happened once, and I was like, fine. Happened again. And that time I called over the manager and said, first of all, is this how it's supposed to be served? No, salad's supposed to come out first. Then I want you to remake those dishes that you just put there in 12 minutes. And she did.
Wow.
Because I was pissed. I was like, look, this is easy procedure. It's Texas Roadhouse procedure on how you serve the meal.
What I would say is, if you know that your restaurant is slow, if you're like, look, we don't staff up, or we can't, oh my goodness, a milk spill.
It's minor.
There's no reason to cry over it?
No, it's not like when it goes blub blub on the floor.
No. Have you ever really had one of those?
Yes.
Actually just dumped the milk all over the place?
Here's
I don't think it's ever happened in my life.
Here's what happened. This was when I was really consuming 2 gallons. Come over to the fridge. Just got home.
Consuming so many, and just one of them just fell to the ground.
They were outside for a little while, so they're slippery. I drop one from about here, and it explodes. It was the second biggest mess I've ever had to clean up. The biggest one was the soap. Be careful, it's super slippery, of course, because it's dish detergent. But it went all underneath and behind the fridge.
Oh, that's horrible.
The place smelled of milk like for a little while after.
When you were telling that story, I was thinking, I was like, oh, I had a recent like big mess spill.
Yeah.
What was it? I'll tell that story. And I realized it was just John.
It was just me.
I wouldn't use napkins because they're not absorbent at all.
Well, they already fell on it.
Oh, I see.
Well, at least everything smells Palmolive fresh. That bottle of soap is still being used right now, actually.
Wow, it was a hell of a bottle of soap. Plenty to spill and plenty to continue using. Well, to finish the thought,
Yes.
If you're a restaurant, get your low effort appetizer game in order. If you can just get people something to gnaw on while your food's taking a really long time,
Get them bread and make sure the drinks are refilled and keep coming.
That's all you gotta do.
And if it takes a long time, a little apology goes a long way.
Yeah. Well, just like acknowledgement that like you're not just in a void. That night at the Indian restaurant, Nina kept being like, "Well, it's just the one guy, that's why." And I was like, "Yeah, but he's the server, and he's serving 4 tables." And getting
4 tables is not an unreasonable amount.
Just running, it's like, isn't that how many are
perfectly normal? Normally
assigned?
you get 6.
So I'm like, no, it's the kitchen that's probably having trouble with this right now.
A lot of restaurants are really overburdened by the phone orders or like the Grubhub orders. And that takes up a huge amount of kitchen resources that you really can't see.
How about the ones who have taken COVID and like committed to a complete overhaul of their place? I noticed that Chipotle wants to do all online orders now.
Yep.
This place Mirasol's in Dartmouth, which is like coffees and cookies and stuff. It's really good. But they had a wicked line problem. They've had a line problem for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
I think they never really cared because they kind of figured like, well, the business keeps coming. And they had indoor seating.
Yep.
So they've decided now they have a window. It's a wraparound line through the whole place. They got rid of the indoor seating. It's only outdoor seating. They have a buzzer so that you can wait.
I like sitting indoors.
But I do understand that at the end of the day, this gets people in and out and probably helps their bottom line. I think they traded one for the other.
Yeah, I guess. I probably won't go there again now, knowing that.
Right.
Because, well, what are you going to do in the winter? Like, people want to come in and have a nice drink and sit down. I mean, sitting at a coffee house is one of my favorite things, you know?
I'd like to think that they looked at their metrics and said, here's what most people order, so let's adhere to that. I don't think they would have overhauled their whole restaurant had COVID not come along.
No.
So the question is, do you need extreme disruptive forces every 5 to 10 years for a culture moving this quickly?
Well, I think you absolutely do. I think work from home has become an issue in kind of a similar vein, that we've evolved work from home by about 15 years through this.
So do you need to like start contriving more disruptions like on some schedule?
Or kind of accept that disruption to your system is actually beneficial. Controlled disruption that you have to deal with actually makes you stronger as an
Because
organization.
the truth is, Mirasol's probably didn't want to do the overhaul and upset the John Hunts of the world.
Yep.
But COVID gave them the in.
Near my hometown, they used COVID as an excuse to put rotaries everywhere.
Oh, really?
I love rotaries.
I'd just rather there be less traffic.
Sure. I didn't want a casino in Tiverton, but, you know.
We all remember those first few months of COVID when there was no traffic on the road. Oh, yeah. You could fly into Boston.
Yeah.
It was like, what is this?
All right, Frankie, you want to get to stir in here?
Not really.
You know, I'd be way more excited about these if they didn't suck.
I've mentioned this on previous episodes, but I remember putting Kraft singles on a bowl of mac and cheese when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I don't think I would ever do that now. This is the fun part.
Is it though?
The butter chicken, the jalapeno, buffalo.
Oh, it smells vinegary.
Actually, the butter chicken smells like nice Indian food.
Oh, it kind of does. It actually has a really nice scent.
I'm starting to think that maybe the butter chicken one won't be so bad. Maybe I'm just hungry for Indian because I've been talking
Yeah,
about
I
it.
know. I haven't had Indian in a while. My father's not really a fan, so.
He doesn't like Indian?
Any kind of exotic spice food.
You might need to remind him that it's just creamy spicy, no matter what he orders.
Creamy spicy, no matter what.
If you order the veggies, if you order the chicken, whatever you order.
Outrageous jalapeno.
Watery buffalo, yuck.
And buttery chickeny. We know that the base mac isn't good, right? So it can only be so good. Let's start with the best looking one, the butter chicken.
Well, I would never eat it in a million years.
No.
Only because it's not at all what I'm going for in a mac and cheese.
No, I think
It's also a little too spicy.
It is a little too spicy. It would go nice on chicken, but can you taste that sugary note again? That sugar that does not belong in a savory dish.
Well, that's what's common amongst all of them.
It's the best we've had so far of these. I think buffalo wing is going to be next because the jalapeno is going to explode us.
That's not so bad.
I don't get any buffalo, just vinegar.
I taste the vinegar, yep.
But the spice is just like that same spice that we had in the other one.
I hear
It's not it's not like hot sauce.
If you took a chicken breast and chopped it up in this,
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad, but again, I don't want the sugar. I don't want
Yeah.
that flavor.
Yep.
Let's try the jalapenos.
here we go, tongue. Here we go. Nothing yet.
Nothing yet for me. There's no spice.
There's nothing there.
There's no spice in it. All it tastes like is someone's chopped a little bit of unspicy jalapeno pepper into it, which makes it actually the most pleasing one of all.
The butter chicken is spicier.
I don't know why. Butter chicken's supposed to be a mild dish.
Butter chicken is very sugary.
Yes.
If you go back to it, you're like, whoa. Like way more than the other two.
Oh, wow. Yeah. They're better than the other ones.
Yeah.
I can't say really anything good about it.
Would you say like, obviously it was gonna be bad, or did you not know?
I didn't know. I think that they would all be better without the darn sugar. The jalapeno one I actually almost like a little bit. I think of all of them, it's my overall favorite.
Wouldn't you agree though that the flavor packets do improve that horrible base KD?
They do.
In every case.
So, but why don't we just buy a US box of Kraft Original? For the butter chicken one, I can add a couple spices, curry powder, jalapenos, like some really finely diced jalapenos, and you've got a much better product. So I don't recommend any of these.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let's thank Michael Bay for joining us.
You don't need to try them, do you, EJ?
You could try it. Try them, EJ.
I don't know why I'm pouring such huge scoops. I'm gonna
Yeah,
take
really,
a break.
you're like ready to go here.
Have it all, EJ.
This must be the buffalo. The problem is the underlying mac is so bad.
Yeah. Do you get any notes besides vinegar and sugar?
No, jalapeno. Yeah, that's the most.
That's what John said.
Yeah, the most like a real mac. It's not hot, but I don't think I want it hot if their concept of hot is that ghost pepper.
Oh my gosh, very, very spicy, Frankie.
Yeah. Butter chicken.
Butter chicken. It's too sweet for what it's trying to do. And if it didn't have that sugar, I think it would be better. I mean, I don't mind it. The jalapeno is the best.
The Jalapeño.
That's the best one. They all suck.
My job as a director is I get to dream for a living. I create visual worlds that are so beyond everyone's normal life experiences. And Hollywood is a place that creates a viewer escape.